So I guess I want to elaborate a little more on this notion that was shared the other night, last night, that between waking and sleeping, a being is revealed. So I want to share to hopefully make that statement a little more tangible of an experience of that happened for me many, many, many years ago when I was a teenager. And the reason being, to go back that far, is now it's kind of a ho-hum thing. It's normal. But back then it was anything but. And so I think it kind of illustrates in a more tangible way of what it is like to be between waking and sleeping and have being be revealed to you. So this was long ago. It was a summer night. Skies were clear, so the stars were out. And I laid down on the grass in a park. Weren't a lot of trees around. It was just a wide open grass field, you could say. And not knowing anything, well, maybe a little feeling wise, but intellectually wise, knowing nothing about all this mystical stuff. Not a clue. I lay down on the grass, and the words came to me as I stared up at the stars. Pretend you don't exist. Out of nowhere, pretend you don't exist. And just staring up at the night sky, everything disappeared, including me. Everything disappeared. Everything blanked out. The same blank out that happens in sleep. You could say I went to sleep. All gone. The world gone. Myself gone. Awareness gone. Just, for lack of a better word, clear black. Nothing. Even past nothing. No awareness. Just, for lack of a better word, black. You know, when you fall into that, there's not one problem. There's no one to have a problem with it. It doesn't have a problem with itself. It just, for lack of a better word, it just is. Everything all gone. just this vast open-endedness that, again, no words, but it's not nothing, it's not something. It's neither nor, it's both and. I don't know how long that was going on, but all of a sudden, the place between sleeping and waking surfaced. In the PowerPoint, you could say. As everything begins to emerge out of that nameless place that's not a place, there's, at least going back to that experience, there was just this elementary looking around. In fact, that's saying too much. There was just the night sky, but there was no definition that it was a night sky. I was the night sky. There was something knowing the night sky, but there was no knowing who that someone something was. It was just the night sky. It was being being the night sky. So maybe there was a raw looking at the sky, but you couldn't even say that. It was very, very tangible, completely melted as nothing but night sky. Looking back now, it was exquisite. It's like the vast no thing when everything was blanked out, seeing itself in its most basic format. And then all of a sudden, the mental structure started to surface. And the first thing it said was, "What the fuck are you doing?" I don't exist. And there was a scrambling to try to put the pieces back together. All of a sudden, the mental structure found what it thought to be its body. And there was an impulse to sit up. But when things pushed to sit up against the grass felt like jelly. It wasn't solid. It had lost its solidity. It was more energetic. In fact, it was so energetic, it really was no different than the melting of just being the night sky with nobody there. And yet now there was more of a subject-object relationship, but it could not hold itself together. It could not form its constructed solid world, me and my body, in a solid material world. An incredible fear came through the form. And the form stood up. And even in standing, it felt like the feet were just falling through empty space. Felt like jelly again. Everything felt like jelly. Could not solidify. the experience could not even contemplate that there was a behind to me. It was just empty space behind. Took several days to try to solidify things. Raw terror. And yet at the same time, something wanted it. Something was drawn to, dare I say, that love, that melting of what the structure pieces were scared shitless of it. You know, what was just described, that is a complete auto control, a complete letting go, even though it did not happen there, everything got put back together again. But it's a complete letting go of control and the need to survive. Not that the survival impulse doesn't continue to arise, but there's no one there that needs to survive anymore. The only thing that keeps the form and the structure going is love. Why it does that? It does it out of love. Love is the fundamental beneath the entire experience right now. Yeah, there's lots of incidentals happening, the anger, frustration, the fear, the difficulties, the I can't stand this versus I like this. But beneath it all is this value, this appreciation, this magnet. Really was the magnet that was drawing the part that said, I want more of this, even though the stronger part says, no way, I'll lose myself. It's sort of like, you know, when they, I don't know if they have it in the West, but the bugs, summer, and you have a light on, and the bugs, like a magnet, they're just drawn to the light and they hit the globe that the light is shining through and they die and they melt into that light. It's that kind of letting go. And so, as was shared, which I always share, it is the pain, the negative experiences, the anger, the terror, the grief, those, generally speaking, are the catalysts. Can you, when they arise, melt into them? And when you melt into them, inexplicably, you feel the love there for them. Even the experience of which every ego has, I'm inferior, and there's something wrong with me. I'm stupid. I'm unworthy. I'm filled with shame. All those are responses to, I've lost the love. I'm not worthy of the love. And when I'm not worthy of the love, I've lost this fundamental love that is underneath and through the whole experience. What choice is there but to look what appears to be outside me, to form my structure, to look outward for completion? And the completion never happens. Try as you may fill up a few holes, but what you can't stand keeps coming your way. And what it says is, hey, look at me. As terrible as I am, as scary as I am, as frustrated as I am worthy of the same love and holding that you give to all the beautiful pieces that do arise in you. I am love too. Looks like I'm pain, but I am love in disguise. I am the gateway. If you melt into me, even though it feels like you're falling into a deep, dark, black hole, you find that I'm held in the most tender, intimate way. It's kind of shocking when that happens unexpectedly in the tender, most intimate way. It is what every human being is looking for. Even in the experience I described, it looked like it was fear of non-existence. It was fear of love. It was fear that if I melt, there won't be love there. I will not be held. And yet, when I look back at the night sky experience, where being really was first profoundly real, seen, revealing itself, that melting into the night sky, that was love. And that melting when the world comes back, when the structure comes back, you start to see I am always melted in everything. Everything is my one body. Hindus would call that Sat, pure, immovable presence. I am the one body. In the world of form, there's differentiation going on. But I am the one body. Like an octopus with little tentacles sticking around, but every tentacle, a differentiation, is part of the one body. And there's no getting outside of the one body. It is immovable. And then how does the one body move? It moves if you just watch, if you just be the one body. It moves within itself without ever moving 1 inch in the most intelligent, perfected way. What you have to do is feel the beating heart, the breathing body, the thinking mind, the body as it looks like it moves, the chirping birds, the sun, the moon, the wind, pleasure rippling through the body, pain rippling through the body. It moves all on its own. Even when it looks like there's somebody moving it, it's moving that somebody all on its own. The head center and the one body, the belly center. And then there's the heart center, Ananda, the love itself. Every single thing is imbued in it. From the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. To the most devastating, to the most enlightening, interconnected, interwoven together as itself. This dance, even when it's tragic, it's still this love dance. Where can I ever go? Where can the love ever go?